It is December 29th. Here is your update about what's going on in the war in Ukraine. Last night and this morning, Russia attacked Ukraine in their largest ever missile and drone attack. I haven't had time to really research and go over all the data from all the different sources. All I have is situation reports from Malcontent News, which is a really good source. And I'm just gonna read that. So what I'm reading here is from that. It's not from me. And it is as follows. On December 28 and 29, Russia launched one of the largest missile and drone attacks against Ukraine since February 2022, and just in general, I think. Over a 12-hour period, 158 missiles and drones struck targets across Ukraine. It included 36 Shahed 136 one-way drones, 90 KH-101, 102, KH-55, KH-555 subsonic cruise missiles, 8 KH-22, KH-32 ballistic cruise missiles, 14 S-300, S-400 and Iskander-M short-range ballistic missiles, 5 Kinzhal KH-47 air-to-surface ballistic missiles, 4 KH-31P anti-radiation air-to-surface missiles, and 1 KH-55 air-to-surface guided missile. The only missile system not used was the Caliber. Russia used 18 Tu-95 bombers and 6 Tu-22 M3 strategic bombers from Saratov, Murmansk and Kursk. And there was also the MiG-35 and the MiG-31K multi-role jet fighters. The short-range ballistic missiles were launched from Belgorod and occupied Crimea. The jet fighters, well, at least the MiG-31K was used to fire the Kinzhal. Russian missiles hit civilian targets, critical infrastructure, industrial capacity, and military targets, and power outages were reported in Kyiv, Dnipropetrovsk, Odessa, Kharkiv, and Kherson. Officially, Ukrainian air defense intercepted 87 101, KH-101 and KH-102, KH-55 and KH-555 subsonic cruise missiles, and 27 Shahed 136 one-way drones. That indicates that 44 Russian missiles and drones reached their targets. Operational command of the Ministry of National Defense of Poland reported that an unidentified aerial object entered their airspace. It was monitored by air defenses until the signal disappeared. President of Poland, Andrzej Duda, was called to an urgent meeting with the military leadership. By our count, based on regional reports, there were 20 civilian fatalities and 130 wounded in Ukraine, with the number expected to increase, and I think it has. In Dnipro, a shopping mall and a maternity hospital, some factories and other residential areas suffered direct hits from Russian missiles. A missile struck the settlement of Novomoskovsk. At the time of publication, 6 were reported dead and 30 wounded. In Odessa, 2 apartment towers were hit in separate strikes. At the time of publication, it was reported that a 3-story apartment building was destroyed. During morning services, Russian missile debris struck a church, causing the roof to partially collapse, almost landing on the priest. The missile struck an adjacent residential neighborhood, completely destroying homes and leaving a massive crater. There are confirmed dead and 22 wounded as the search for victims continues. In Kyiv, an apartment tower suffered a direct hit from a Russian cruise missile. A 3,000 square meter warehouse in the Podolsky district was hit and caught on fire. The Lukyanivka metro station, which is like just fucking 2 kilometers away from me, was damaged, with civilians using their site as bomb shelters. There 3 confirmed dead and 28 wounded. This has risen. In Lviv, critical infrastructure was hit in Drohobych, 33 kilometers away from the Polish border. We are not sharing additional information to respect operational security within the city of Lviv. A factory, administrative building, a workshop were hit. One missile landed in the courtyard between apartment towers and schools, blowing out hundreds of windows and doors, spraying the building with shrapnel. The joint military training base at Voriv, 20 kilometers from Poland, was reportedly hit. At the time of publication, 1 person was reported dead and 24 wounded. In Kharkiv, the city was struck at least 10 times by S-300 anti-aircraft missiles used for ground attack, targeting critical civilian infrastructure, including the regional oncology hospital, who I've visited and did a story about. Local officials shared a video of a man trapped in the debris of a collapsed building being rescued. At the time of publication, 3 people are reported dead and 11 wounded. In Zaporizhia, a Russian missile struck a residential area, causing widespread damage. At the time of publication, 4 were dead and 12 were wounded. In Sumy, a Russian missile hit Konotop, striking a maintenance station and damaging a residential buildings. At the time of publication, 3 people were wounded. There are reports that cargo planes have been landing in all of the airports where these bombers are located, with probably fresh stock of missiles. What that means, I don't know, but it's most likely that this winter campaign for the Russians has begun, and this is just gonna be what's to come, unfortunately. Anyways, I think that's enough for today. I'll see you tomorrow.